Let me show you what to do with those Thanksgiving leftovers, and let's find a wine to pair with it. So we're making turkey pot pie. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna start with my butter. Every time you pair a glass of wine with a meal, it's not gonna be an extravagant meal. I mean, if you're into wine, sometimes it's something simple, something like a plate of buffalo wings or a turkey sandwich or comfort food, which happens to be what I'm doing here. And there's a lot more comfort food to come, because I think that, again, pairing wine with a meal doesn't always have to be extravagant. I got my onions that I'm gonna add to the butter. Celery. Carrots. Mushrooms. And garlic. We're gonna cook these until the vegetables are softened. I'm gonna assume that's gonna be about 5 minutes or so. So again, sometimes you come in and you're done with your day and you wanna have a glass of wine on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And it's not always a steak or a shrimp scampi that you're pairing it with. It could be a nice plate of turkey pot pie or Salisbury steak or shepherd's pie or any number of, comfort food items. So I'm gonna pair the turkey pot pie with a Chardonnay. I think the Chardonnay with a moderate, somewhere middle of the road acidity, something that's lightly oaked, not so heavily oaked. I think it'll pair very well with the richness and the creaminess of the sauce in the turkey pot pie. Okay, my vegetables are tender. I've got some flour I'm gonna add. Some salt. Dried thyme. And I've got dried rosemary. Now, usually when you get dried rosemary, you get those gigantic pieces of rosemary. This is crushed rosemary. Very convenient. Now stir until the flour is combined into the fat. So to my vegetables, I'm gonna add, I've got some chicken stock. And I've got some whole milk. I'm gonna bring this to a simmer, and I'm gonna simmer it for about 8 to 10 minutes or so. I wanna keep an eye on it. I wanna simmer it basically until it's nice and thick. All right, so I think my sauce is thickened enough. I've got my turkey. I'm gonna go ahead and add the turkey. I'm gonna shut off the heat. And I'm gonna add my frozen peas. I need to check my seasonings. The salt is good. I'm gonna add a little fresh cracked black pepper. And I'm gonna set this aside while I go ahead and get my puff pastry dough ready. So as I mentioned, I'm topping my turkey pot pie with puff pastry. I need to get that rolled out. Got some flour. I'm gonna put a little flour on my workbench here. And I need to get the pastry wide enough to cover this pie pan. I think that'll do it. All right, so I'm gonna dump my turkey pot pie into my pie pan. Smells fantastic. Smells like Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna place my puff pastry right on top. And I'm gonna cut it, but I wanna leave a little extra. So I'm gonna go a little farther than the edge. So we want a little extra hanging off of the edge like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some slits so that the steam escapes. If you're enjoying the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I need to brush the top with an egg wash so that we get a nice golden top. I've got an egg. And we've got some milk. I'm gonna brush my puff pastry with my egg wash. I've got my oven preheated to 375 degrees. I'm gonna bake this for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm gonna keep an eye on it while it's baking just to make sure it's not burning. All right, into the oven. All right, my turkey pot pie is done. All right, so my turkey pot pie is done. I'm gonna allow it to cool. I'm pairing the turkey pot pie with a 2017 Roar Sierra Mar Vineyard Chardonnay. This is from the Santa Lucia Highlands. I've chosen the Chardonnay because I think that the buttery element of the Chardonnay will pair well with the richness of the turkey pot pie. And I think the acidity is gonna, although I don't need over the top acidity, but the acidity is gonna balance the richness of this. Wow, beautiful, rich color. A lot darker than normal. Smells like it's aged Chardonnay. Smells like it's definitely a lot older than 2017. It's got a mellows. It's like it's really mellowed. It's got there's no acidity pop or no alcohol burn. I mean, it's just a mellow, creamy nose. And again, it seems like it's much older than 2017. I'm gonna go ahead and dig right in. The palate, on the palate, it feels like it's older than a 2017 as well. It's medium body for sure. It's got a mouthfeel. There's a middle of the road acidity, nice acidity. It's so obviously I think that there is not much oak treatment on this. As I mentioned, I thought that maybe, well, I don't know that I mentioned, but I'm going to mention now that if there was an oaky element to this, that the oaky element would pair well with this bread that we got on the top, this puff pastry, nice and buttery. We put an egg wash on it, so that would, but it's not oaky. That doesn't hurt us though. Yeah, minimally oaky, nice acidity. Plenty of green apple. Got some like white peaches. Really floral on the palate. It's like perfume on the palate in a good way. Let's see if it pairs. All right, so really nice fluffy puff pastry. The consistency came out really nicely. It's holding up really well. I probably could even get away with cutting slices of pie, like pie slices if I chose, even though there's no crust on the bottom. I didn't want to try to cut pie slices when we have no crust on the bottom. I like scooping it. And so I got a nice little portion here. I'm ready to dig right in. I'm hungry. Nice buttery crust. I'm telling you, this is not like a frozen store-bought turkey pot pie. Trust me, huge difference. All of the freshness that we got in there, all of those herbs, cream, the buttery puff pastry, fantastic. Let me see if it pairs with this wine. Oh no, you hear that crust? That nice crust. Let's get some of that. That's good. So the acidity, again, no oak, very minimal oak treatment, but the acidity cuts right through to the richness. I mean, it balances everything out. Perfectly balanced, but I gotta double check. This time, put a little Tabasco sauce on it. I like Tabasco sauce on my turkey pot pie. As you can see, my Tabasco sauce is well used. A little Tabasco. Wow. That is a perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn B, and as always, eat well.